Hello and welcome, my name is Robin and I was taking part in one of those horrible first day after vacation games at school, forcing me to talk to someone from a different class I kind of knew. We've talked just enough that in a crowd of strangers we're each other's easiest options. The game was both answering a question, and the question was, what was the low point in your vacation? His answer was that he went on a date with someone that turned out to be weird. Oh, what a bummer. She has scratches and bite marks on various heights on and around her door and windows. Oh, and you're not sure how she got those pictures of you, or why they were sorted from least to most wet, and boo-hoo, it creeps you out that in half of them you're sleeping but wearing clothes you've never owned. That's real hard for you. You got to go on a date. I said, low point, that's kind of personal, right? Well, a girl had your address scratched in her bed frame. No, well, everybody gets sad sometimes, sitting in a group of people you don't really know while they're talking about another group of people you know even less, and you're aware how you haven't said anything for the past 10 minutes, and you're thinking about how you want to die. I don't. It's just, a sentence you think sometimes. It doesn't really mean anything. And then you're thinking about how you want to leave, but doing that scares you for some reason, so you're just sitting there for 8 minutes, working up the courage to leave, and then you do. I guess that was my low point. And as in need of a restraining order Romeo stared at me, I thought, I'm just giving this stuff away. It might be my brain melting and spasming from suddenly having to wake up at school time again, but I think I have a brilliant idea. A newspaper about my problems. I'm becoming an investigative journalist into my own insecurities. It's an immaculate crescendo of my three biggest loves: detective work, using big words, and talking about my problems. These issue-filled issues will fly off those little metal grate things they store newspapers in outside of those shops that sell cigarettes and football cards. Although those might be free newspapers. I might not know a lot about newspapers or printing presses or photo development or story editing, but I know those words are related. And I do know a lot about myself. Do I? It seems like every time someone asks me something like if there's anything I'm excited about, I have this conversation with myself, wondering what the last time was I got excited to actually do something, but then I just cop out and say there's this movie I wanted to watch. There always is. It doesn't matter if I do or don't know who this Ryan guy is, that insecurity fits in with the theme of the newspaper. I share my problems so people can tell me they're real. Being an objective journalist, I give them a list of moments. Being the big word knower, I call them instances. Then someone can say, when you were little, you saw the Japanese finger puppets by the year they came out, and I say, yes, it says the year on the back, in small letters. But now that I'm older, I enjoy much more sophisticated amusements, like eating broken up pretzel sticks using whole pretzel sticks like chopsticks. It's an art I've mastered, so now I'm working on being able to snap my fingers. For when I get nervous. Then they say, that's autism. I look at them, look over their shoulder and then in their eyes again, hoping that's how humans do it. And I say, I don't know, I don't just want to claim that. But now I can, because I didn't say it, they did. And if walking around the supermarket holding one of those baskets, slowly starting to worry that having it lean against my upper leg so it's easier to carry is the wrong way to hold one of those. But then seeing a guy who does that too and instantly calms me down has taught me anything it is that strangers know that kind of stuff. Ooh, I should use that in an article if I want more people to tell me I'm autistic. It could be a bone-chilling anecdote about the time I walked through those little self-opening doors and realized I forgot to grab one of those prove you a person doing shopping baskets, throwing in some worries about looking like a shoplifter, and that's true literary horror. I should do a piece about that grocery store guy's bravery, some sort of interview asking what it is like to know perfectly how to live life. I could say the article needs a picture of him. Then I could show that picture the next time I get a haircut. That would make that incredibly difficult situation a lot easier. That picture, non-watering eyes, and someone telling me that it's totally fine if you don't talk to them. Your barber doesn't care. So much stuff for the autistic article. Almost makes me believe it. But I don't because you haven't said you do. And thanks to this newspaper, that you isn't just going to be some guy I kind of know and now knows me on an emotional level better than most of my family members ever will. Or whatever girl I love this month and is going to be the inspiration for a movie, TV show, or a comic I'm totally going to make one day. It's a million girls, all with unique problems I wish I had, so I could be half as interesting as I imagine their sadness and social gathering filled lives are. I wish I went camping with my friends and while making out on a starry night I got a mildly scared sensation of what I think I'm pretty accurately guessing a panic attack feels like. You know, like a period cramp without the itchy eyebrows. At first, I thought this would be a very open letter focused publication if I want people to respond to my articles, but then I realized it could also include open ended crossword puzzles and a lot of ad space where Globo Glow Care can tell me that smearing Globo Glow Glow Care Glow Cream will make you look beautiful and young, but that randomly feeling very nervous to the point of breathing heavy is in need of a more professional, less skincare routine based solution. While stressing that it wouldn't hurt to spread some on my cheekbones. And then in smaller letters that it could be damaging to the health of small animals, including children, excluding slugs, but that you should keep it away from slugs. I'm always hard at work hiding in bushes and getting pieces of paper out of red water and hanging them on strings. Because I'm pretty sure that's all stuff that detectives and people who make newspapers do. All this in a never tiring search for scoops and hard-hitting facts for my next column. I've got this one, but I'm not sure I want to use it. Why, Robin? You kind of told an almost stranger you wanted to kill yourself, not really. And this is darker? What makes you not want to share something? Well, you know, admitting I talk to myself is no big deal, but I don't want to roleplay being depressed. Well, part of me does, but I don't want to be too obvious about it. I can't walk an open letter as much of the way to their conclusion as I can when I want them to tell me, "You worry too much about the real meaning behind what people say." I need to drop subtle hints of sadness. You guys ever have those times where you feel like you obviously need people to love you, but you just can't put in the energy of making people like you because every time you do, you feel like you're some incapable of meaningful or just necessary conversation creepy weirdo, and you can't even bring yourself to ask people you know like you if they want to hang out? You know, because I do sometimes, but not as much as I feel those small spikes of fear, only soothed by my shining skin. I don't believe the part of me that suggests I have serious unspecified problems. He just doesn't have the cult leader confidence I'd so admire in some of the smaller parts of me. I feel guilty when I say I do, but I could use that guilt as an argument for the something being wrong side. Man, this thing falls into itself like self-destructive Jenga. Self-destructive Jenga also happens to be, in no particular order, my least favorite, most thirst-quenching, and high-risk reward, sexual act, wrestling move, and avant-garde theater genre. The biggest reason I don't believe the part of me that believes there's something wrong with me is because I'm a teenager. And being a teenager, I'm unaware of most things, but I am aware of thinking I am the most special, deeply lonely person because of a profound isolation that can and has only ever manifested its beautiful, horrible self within me. Because only within me is found a cavalcade of immense sadness, and a genius that has not and will never be reciprocated by a cold, uncaring universe that so chokingly surrounds it. It's the third most popular teenage thought, only beat by wanting to do some self-destructive Jenga, and how smart am I for knowing that's all stuff teenagers think? But if my badness is just regular old teenage badness, I still think that's worthy of expression. But you know, I probably am special in some horrible way. It's not my place to say, it is that of all the dear readers of my nervous paranoia newspaper. Bye!